Okay, so I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now because Mother Nature just lost her absolute mind, and I'm not even joking. 3 days ago, everyone was complaining about this boring, warm winter. Well, congrats. Y'all just broke the weather. We've got snow falling in places that literally don't have the word snow in their vocabulary, and this is only the preview. So buckle up, Buttercup, because what I'm about to tell you is going to make your jaw drop. Right now, and I mean right now, there's snow sticking to palm trees in Florida, while Arctic air is barreling down from Canada like it's got a personal vendetta. And here's the kicker. This isn't some fluke weather event. This is winter finally waking up and choosing violence. I'm talking temperatures so cold they'll make a polar bear shiver, snow totals that sound made up, and weather models that are basically screaming at us. Listen, I've been tracking weather for years, and when I tell you this pattern shift happened overnight, I mean it literally changed while we were sleeping. So let's dive into this madness, because if you live anywhere east of the Rockies, this affects you. First things first, shout out to everyone in Georgia right now, watching snow fall like it's the most normal thing in the world. Newsflash, it's not normal. And your kids are probably losing their minds because they've never seen anything like this. We're talking about that perfect Instagram snow. Big, fluffy flakes that make everything look like a Christmas card. But don't get too comfortable with the pretty picture because this is just the warm-up before the main course. And trust me, you're going to want to stay for the main course because it's absolutely bananas. Now, before we go any further, I need y'all to do me a solid. Drop your location in the comments because this thing is massive. Like, we're talking about weather that's going to affect everyone from Miami to Maine, and I want to give you the inside scoop for your area. So here's what's happening right this second. Atlanta's getting snow, Alabama's getting snow, and Florida is literally getting snow. When's the last time you heard that sentence? Exactly, because it doesn't happen. Meanwhile, up north where snow is supposed to happen, they're getting ready for what could be an absolute blockbuster storm. Think nor'easter on steroids, but it doesn't have enough time to fully juice up. Yet. DC, Philly, New York, Boston, y'all are about to get smacked with some serious snow today. And Patriots fans, I'm sorry, but that playoff game is going to look like they're playing inside a snow globe. But here's where things get absolutely wild, and I mean wild. What we're seeing today is literally nothing compared to what's coming next weekend. Picture this. There's this massive bubble of Arctic air sitting over Canada that's been locked up like it's in weather jail. We're talking about air so cold that parts of Alaska haven't been above zero in over a month. And now that jail door just swung wide open, and all that Arctic air is heading straight for us. When I say cold, I don't mean grab a hoodie cold. I mean your breath freezes before it leaves your mouth cold. We're looking at wind chills that could hit 60 below zero in Minnesota, 30 below in Chicago, and even New York might feel like 20 below. That's not a typo. That's not clickbait. That's actually what the models are showing. And here's the crazy part. This isn't a quick hit-and-run cold snap. This Arctic air looks like it's planning to move in and set up camp for like a week or more. Which brings me to the absolutely mind-blowing part of this whole situation. While all this Arctic air is settling in, we've got Gulf moisture getting ready to crash the party. And when Arctic air meets Gulf moisture, that's when the magic happens. And by magic, I mean epic snowstorms. The models are lighting up like a Christmas tree for next weekend, showing snow from Texas all the way to Canada. Not just any snow either. We're talking about the kind of storm that shuts down entire cities. Now, I know some of y'all are probably thinking, yeah, right, another hype storm that turns into nothing. Look, I feel you. We've all been burned by weather forecasts before. But when both the American and European models are singing the exact same tune this far out, you got to pay attention. These models usually disagree about everything, but right now, they're basically identical. And what they're showing is honestly kind of scary if you're not a snow fan. All right, so let's break this down region by region because this storm is going to be everywhere. Starting way down south, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, y'all might finally get your winter weather. Now, it probably won't be all snow down there. We're likely talking ice storms. It'll turn everything into a skating rink. But still, for places like Dallas and Little Rock, this could be your biggest winter event in years. Moving up to the Ohio Valley, Cincinnati, Louisville, Indianapolis, this could be your storm of the decade. The setup is literally textbook perfect for dumping massive amounts of snow across that whole region. Then you get to the Northeast, and oh boy, this is where things could get legendary. Boston, New York, Philly, D.C., we could be talking about one of those storms people remember for decades. The kind where your grandkids ask you about the blizzard of 2025. And I'm not talking about your typical 6 to 8 inch snowfall. I'm talking about numbers that make you do a double take. But wait, there's more. And yes, I sound like a bad infomercial, but seriously, there is more. The Great Lakes region could get absolutely demolished by lake effect snow. Buffalo, Syracuse, Grand Rapids, with this Arctic air moving over those warm lakes, we're talking about potential for feet of snow. Like snow totals so high they sound fake. 2, 3, maybe even 4 feet in some spots. Port Marquette, Michigan has already been getting hammered all winter, and they're about to get hit again. At this point, they probably think Mother Nature has a personal grudge against them. Now let's talk about this cold, because this is where things get legitimately dangerous. We're not talking about regular winter cold. This is the kind of cold that can literally kill you. Actual air temperatures could drop to 25 to 30 below zero across the northern plains. Add in the wind, and we're looking at feeling like 50 to 60 below zero in North Dakota. That's the kind of cold where exposed skin gets frostbite in under 5 minutes. And this cold is going to spread way farther south than anyone's comfortable with. Hard freezes all the way down into Florida. We're talking about actual ice in Tampa and Orlando. The citrus farmers are probably having nightmares right now because this could wipe out their entire crop. But here's what's really got me shook. This pattern looks like it's going to stick around. We're not dealing with a quick cold snap that moves through in a day or two. This looks like it could dominate our weather for the rest of January and probably into February. So if you've been complaining about this warm winter, well, be careful what you wish for. And if you hate cold weather, you might want to start browsing flights to somewhere tropical. Real talk though, what should you actually do with all this information? First, if you're dealing with today's snow, especially down south, don't mess around. Even an inch of snow can paralyze Atlanta because they just don't have the equipment for it. If it's snowing and sticking, stay home. The roads are going to be a complete disaster. For next week's Arctic Blast, now's the time to get your act together. Stock up on groceries, check your heating system, make sure your car has emergency supplies. And seriously, if you're somewhere that could see those extreme temperatures, don't take chances. This stuff is deadly. For the potential weekend storm, it's still early to make concrete plans, but keep your eyes glued to the forecast. This could be one of those storms where you want all your shopping done by Friday night. All right, now I want to hear from y'all. What's it looking like where you are? Are you seeing snow? Getting hit with cold? Drop a comment and let me know what's happening. And tell me, are you pumped about potential snow or absolutely dreading this cold? Honestly, the comments are always the best part of these videos. Here's something that's absolutely blowing my mind about this whole situation. The speed at which everything changed is just incredible. Earlier this week, the models were showing basically nothing exciting. Then overnight, literally overnight, suddenly we're looking at a potentially historic weather event. This is exactly why weather forecasting can be so frustrating. The atmosphere can flip on a dime. But when you see this kind of dramatic change across multiple models, that's usually a sign something major is happening. What's happening is the polar vortex, that spinning wheel of frigid air up in the Arctic, is getting totally disrupted. When that happens, all that cold air that's normally locked up over the North Pole starts spilling south. Think of it like a dam breaking, except instead of water, it's air so cold it hurts your face. And that cold air is about to collide head-on with warm, moist air streaming up from the Gulf. That collision zone is where all the action happens. Heavy snow, ice storms, blizzard conditions. Based on what we're seeing, that collision zone could stretch from Texas all the way to Maine. When's the last time you saw a weather system that could affect literally half the country? For the record books, this could be one to remember. The scope of the cold, how long it lasts, the potential snow amounts, everything about this is extreme. And here's the thing that's really got me fired up. This isn't a one-hit wonder. The way this pattern is setting up, we could be dealing with wave after wave of Arctic air and storm systems. So even after next weekend's potential monster storm, there could be more coming down the pipeline. It's like winter is making up for lost time by cramming all the excitement into a few weeks. Let me break down the timing because I know that's what everyone really wants to know. Today through Monday, we're dealing with the current system and the first wave of cold. Tuesday through Thursday, things settle down a bit, but temperatures start dropping hard. Friday through Sunday, January 24th through 26th, that's when the fireworks start. By that weekend, all the pieces should be in place. Arctic air locked and loaded, Gulf moisture streaming north. If the models are right, that's when we could see something truly spectacular. The kind of storm that has you texting everyone you know like, holy crap, are you seeing this? The kind that breaks social media with people posting insane snow videos. Now, I don't want to overhype this because forecasting isn't foolproof, especially this far out. But I also don't want to downplay it because what we're seeing in the models is pretty remarkable. When you get this level of agreement across different forecasting systems, the atmosphere is usually trying to tell us something big. And what it's saying is, buckle up, things are about to get real. So here's my game plan for you. Start prepping now, but don't stress out. Get your supplies together, winterize your car, stock up on food so you don't have to venture out in nasty weather. But also, if you're a snow lover, get hyped because this could be the winter event you've been waiting years for. And if winter isn't your thing, start planning some binge watching because you might be stuck inside for a while. Before we wrap this up, I got to address something I keep seeing in the comments. Some people are saying meteorologists always overhype storms that end up being nothing. Look, I totally get that frustration. We've all been let down by forecasts before. But here's the reality. It's way better to be prepared for something that doesn't happen than caught off guard by something that does. Plus, weather forecasting has gotten incredibly good in recent years. When you see signals this strong, this far out, it's definitely worth taking seriously. Even if this exact storm doesn't play out perfectly, the overall pattern shift is absolutely real. We're transitioning from quiet and warm to active and cold, which means more winter weather opportunities ahead. So even if next weekend doesn't deliver the goods, there'll probably be other chances coming up. All right, talk to me in the comments. What's your take on all this? Excited about big snow? Worried about dangerous cold? Just ready for winter to be over already? And don't forget to drop your location so I can give you more detailed info for your specific area. I'll be keeping a close eye on this situation and updating you as things develop. Because honestly, this is the kind of weather pattern that makes my job exciting. Most days, weather is pretty predictable and routine. But every so often, the atmosphere throws us a curveball. And I think that's exactly what's happening here. So strap in because the next couple weeks could be one hell of a ride. Whether you love snow or hate it, this pattern is going to impact everyone somehow. From farmers protecting their crops to kids hoping for snow days. From commuters dreading icy roads to ski resorts celebrating powder alerts. This is the kind of weather that brings people together, even if it's just to complain about how freezing cold it is. So stay safe out there, bundle up, and keep checking back for updates because this story is far from over. Thanks for hanging with me, and I'll catch you in the next video where we'll dive even deeper into what's shaping up to be an absolutely wild winter weather pattern. Seriously, hit me up in the comments. I love hearing from you guys, and your local reports really help paint the bigger picture. Until next time, stay weather aware and get ready for what could be the most memorable end to January we've seen in years. Peace out, and remember, whether you're team snow or team sunshine, we're all in this crazy weather adventure together.